I saw where NerdWallet came up with a list of suggestions for making our money last longer, and that's something we're all very interested in, especially in retirement. So I wanted to go over a few of these and get your input, Dolph, as a financial professional. The ones that stood out to me were reducing your must-have expenses, keep earning, maximizing our Social Security. I know that's a big one for you. Getting good tax advice. And they also have listed here, consider buying guaranteed income.
Those are some wonderful things. I love the name NerdWallet, by the way. I don't know where they came up with that one, but it's just, I love that.
They have great insight about the best credit card rates and things like that. It's a wonderful website for regular people like me.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, not changing topics, but I'm going to do for folks, if you haven't visited NerdWallet, I'm doing a little recommendation here. It's a great site to go to get a lot of good information, honest information from people who've done their research. But the research is so important because I'm going to tackle a couple of these that you talked about, Kristen, is reducing your must-have expenses in retirement is why do you have to do that if you don't have to? I mean, if you're used to a certain lifestyle and you're retiring, don't you want to continue that certain lifestyle?
Yeah, you don't want to downgrade your lifestyle for sure.
No, but how many people are unfortunately having to downgrade their homes, downgrade their locations, downgrade their membership to the club they belong to or to the things that they do in life because they didn't save properly or they don't have enough income doing that. And a lot of people say, well, costs are getting more expensive, healthcare is getting more expensive, inflation's going up. Mm-hmm. Well, those are all the intangibles I said we wrote in my book of how to overcome those objectives. When you can overcome those objectives, if you're playing golf 5 days a week in retirement and you want to continue playing 5 days a week, you plan properly, you're going to be able to play golf 5 days a week. Mm-hmm. I mean, maximizing your Social Security is a huge one. Like I said, the analyzation report is, yes, the longer you wait, the more money is. I mean, everybody's story is different, but when is the right time to take Social Security is one of the big questions. And what are you going to do with that Social Security? How are you going to utilize that Social Security? Because Social Security is generally one of your biggest assets when it comes into retirement. And people like yourself, we've talked about this in the past, say, no, it isn't, Dolph. How do you figure? I have a $600,000 house. I have a $600,000 401k. Those are my big assets. And they're like, okay, you and your married couple, you're taking out $25,000 each out of your Social Security at the age of 62. How much money are you guys taking out over a 20-year period out of your Social Security? And they do the numbers like, well, that's almost $1 million. I said, hence, your Social Security is a bigger asset. So you have to utilize it the correct way in that time frame. And if you utilize it the time frame, it will lead into the next one about buying guaranteed income. And then someone would ask me, I had a caller say, we mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, Kristen, they laughed. So why do I have to buy something to give me something? And I said, well, sometimes you have to change something. You're buying a strategy in return for offering that strategy or buying that strategy. That strategy is going to pay you a lifetime income for you and your spouse that you can never outlive. It's like you're buying the car, you're buying the house, you're buying that to live in there. Well, what you're doing is you're purchasing this strategy to give you income that you never have to worry about. And that's one of the biggest things that NerdWallet suggestions was like making your money last longer. If you could take, let's say, $300,000 and you know that $300,000 is going to pay you, let's say, $18,000, and you're 62 years old, $18,000 a year for life, just throwing some numbers out, don't be exact on that. Mm-hmm. And that money runs dry, and there's no more money in that account when you hit 80 years old. What are you going to do at 80?
Right.
You're not
you can't go back
money.
to work then.
No, but if you're still receiving that $18,000 for you and your spouse's life, and now you're 90, and even though there's no money in there, you're still receiving a paycheck, isn't that a comfortable feeling knowing that no matter how long you live, you're going to receive that paycheck, even if there's no money in the strategy? That's what you're buying. You're buying security. You're buying safety. You're buying the feeling of knowing, guess what? You're never going to run out of money.
On behalf of Dolph Janis and the entire team at Clear Income Strategies, thank you so much for making the Income Strategy Show a part of your weekend here on News 1110 and 99.3 WBT.